I just got this list here of a couple of things that I think are foundational in fitness and nutrition and all this type of good stuff, healthy habits, supplements, fitness myths that we can debunk, snacking healthy.
Yeah.
How to deal with sugar cravings.
That's important too.
How to stay motivated on your fitness journey. Superfoods are foods that you enjoy or you like to eat. Meal prep strategies. And how to make meal prepping easy. Mindfully eating. And training. So any of those ideas that you would feel like you want to go in on, or you have a pretty good idea about, or?
I kind of like the idea. I thought you were saying that we were going to talk about all of them. So I was like,
we can pick from a couple.
Let's see. Can I see that one more time?
Yeah, absolutely, man.
Supplements, fitness myths, snacking, sugar cravings. I'm thinking of how to stay motivated, stuff like that. But there was a topic earlier that I thought about, which kind of relates to this, because how to stay motivated relates to like discipline and habits. Because the topic I was thinking about was saying how like our habits control the direction that we go,
right?
And that direction will determine kind of the end result of where we'll be. And basically, like if you look at your habits, that'll kind of show you where you can end up. And basically, you might not be able to change the whole destination, but you can change the direction by simply changing your thought habits or any of it.
True.
So like that whole concept, as you start to like try to incorporate new changes, your thought habits, learning new things, taking different disciplines, you might not see like the results right away, and then that like demotivates a lot of people.
Very true.
So that's why when you said how to stay motivated,
that's a good one, right?
It is a good one.
Yeah. So I mean, that's the thing too. That I struggle with at first is like staying motivated. I used to watch all these motivational tapes and like, you get fired up initially in that moment, but it doesn't really last. I think the way I think of motivation is it's something that gets you going, but discipline is what keeps you going.
Yeah.
So I think even Napoleon Hill, he kind of talked about the power of hypnotic rhythm. It's how we are as humans, with a human animal, we're creatures of habit. So once you get into a habit of doing something, it can be hard to stop doing that habit if it's something bad. Even if it's something good, like a habit like exercising. Like for me, if I go more than like a couple days without working out, I start itching, man. I start like feeling bad, man. I need my fix. So I think that understanding that, motivation is good to be motivated, but in order to stay motivated, you have to keep doing the thing. Once you start doing the thing, once you start taking the actions, then it's going to get a lot easier to keep doing that thing, that good habit or that bad habit.
Right. And that part is key too. The bad habits are just as easy to like latch on as your good habits. And it takes the same process. If you continuously don't go to the gym one day after the next, it becomes easier to not go to the gym.
Right.
On the same hand, if you go to the gym, it might be hard right now, but then you do it again the next day. It might be hard again, but you continue down that habit about 30 days, 60 days. Now it's just easy. Now it's just something you do.
Right.
So, it's just as easy to fall off as it is to get on, but it's just a matter of finding where you are in that spectrum and then changing the direction.
Right.
And like you said, Napoleon Hill talking about hypnotic rhythm, the everyday mundane things, you have routines, you have things you're obligated to go to. You sometimes might forget your big focus, like a big goal you're aiming for that's like maybe a personal goal that none of your environment has much to do with. If you don't focus on that goal and you're not making movements towards it daily and things are distracting you and pulling you away from it, that might discourage you from that goal overall and demotivate you.
Right.
But it's just a matter of saying you can get back on track and start moving towards it, and eventually you can have the goal.
Oh, yeah.
But, yeah.
Yeah, it takes time, it takes focus.
It sure does.
It takes discipline. And that's something that I think happens over time. We typically tend to want these immediate results. I want to get in shape and get shredded instantly and have this result. And we get so caught up in the result that we never learn to love the process. It's something you don't want to go down as someone who's like, yeah, like I started working out and it sucks and I really hate it, but I'm like latched onto this result. I'm just going to do it for this result. And then you finally get there and then you look back and you're like, man, I didn't even enjoy the process leading up to this. I can't even enjoy the results that I have because I have to keep doing this thing that I hate doing. So I think that if you can kind of attach more joy to the process, doing those small things, whether that's working out and being able to take that time to work out or cook or eat healthy and enjoying those foods and kind of, would you say, tricking yourself into believing that you are someone who is disciplined, or you are someone who does enjoy eating the salad, or you are someone who does enjoy this mode of exercise, eventually that's what you're going to start to believe.
Right, because it is all about thought habits too. If you're constantly thinking thoughts that you don't like it, you're tricking yourself to believe that you don't like it. Likability is a scale. You're on one side or the other of that scale. The more you think on one side, you pull yourself to it. You create polarity. So if you don't think about an object with any likability whatsoever, it just exists. As soon as you start to put energy into it in like, oh, I don't like this thing, you're putting polarity into it, putting all that negative energy into it. Or now you can also trick yourself, like you said, into positively thinking about it. I like this thing. I am a person who does this thing, etc. Now you're pulling yourself to the positive polarities. Each side has benefits and cons. Cons might be if you become super shredded, you don't like cake, you don't like cookies, you don't like sweets, you don't like things that destroy your body. You might not like these things anymore as you continue down the healthier path and choosing, healthier fruits and alternatives instead of like the sugar bars and stuff like that. That could be a con to you, but it's also it's a very strong positive too, because you're not craving the things that cause cancers and diabetes and all these other things. So it's really how you look at it.
Very true. That's something that I honestly rely on too a lot, is the association of what brings me pleasure and what brings me pain. So for me, I think of like, I have this goal, whether that's to be in shape or make a bunch of money or whatever it is, just be a positive, influential, motivational person in the world. And if I'm doing things that are taking me away from that, then I associate that with pain. So smoking, that's painful when I think about the outcome of that, burning up my lungs so that I can't run as far, or I don't have the health or the physical capability that I want. And I can't show up for my clients as well now. So now my business is failing. And that association brings pain. Or drinking, now I'm thinking of the hangover and how it's going to make me feel, and the lack of energy that I'm going to have now that I've poisoned myself with this alcohol, or the poor food choices. And I associate pain with that. And then on the flip side, like going to the gym, eating healthy, getting to sleep on time, I associate pleasure with these things because I know it's something that's bringing me closer to my goal. So that might be an exercise that the viewers, the audience can try, is change the associations with the things that you're trying to implement into your life. So if it's eating salad, rather than thinking, oh, this salad tastes horrible, or I don't like to do these exercises, it's hard, try to associate pleasure because it's getting you closer to your goals, and then try to associate pain with the things that you don't want in your life.
I like that. That we automatically do it anyways. When we say, say for example, someone who might not like to do push-ups because they don't work out right now, right? They associate immediately doing the push-up with the pain it feels to push themselves, with the pain it feels to get it down and do that struggle and all of it. So you're automatically associating either pain or pleasure with every activity. The reason we choose to go hang out with friends on the weekend is because you associate it with pleasure. But then if you're changing your association, if I hang out with my friends right now on the weekend and I spend about $100, $200, I could have put that same $100, $200 into real estate, investment trusts, made dividend payments, or received dividend payments. Now I'm like making money instead of spending money.
Right. Poisoning yourself while you're going broke.
Right.
Eating McDonald's cheeseburgers and drinking
For a night,
alcohol.
For a night in your home city, when a couple years of stacking and doing this, now you could be partying in Dubai.
Yeah, you could be eating cheeseburgers in Dubai, but instead it's McDonald's right down the street in your small hometown. So
Exactly.
that kind of speaks to the adage of sacrificing good now for greater later.
The delayed gratification. Spencer had posted something on his Instagram story. It was actually as a reel, but he posted on his story. It was like a quote talking about a guy who practices fitness and discipline. You can tell he also has put delayed gratification as something he prioritizes. And, that person is able to delay, simple, quick things for the long-term benefit.
Yeah, very true. Yeah, the delayed gratification, that's a tool that is going to make you very successful to have that ability. I think the study that they did with the kids and the marshmallow, where they had two groups of kids. One group of kids, they gave them they put a marshmallow in front of them, and they said, if you wait 5 minutes, you'll be able to eat another marshmallow. And there were two groups. So they said, one, if you wait, you'll be and you don't eat the marshmallow, you'll be able to eat another marshmallow in 5 minutes. So there were some kids who immediately they just gave in and they ate the marshmallow right away, and they were just like, I don't want two marshmallows, I just want this one right now. And then there's another group who said, well, I'll just wait 5 minutes, and then they got two marshmallows. Well, the study wasn't over just then. They continued to track these kids for the rest of their lives, and they found that the second group who were able to delay gratification, they were actually much more successful in their career, in their business, in their relationships, in their personal lives, just from having that ability at 5 years old to say, to have that ability to be able to wait for a greater reward later.
And the core concept is practicing associations, associating the future with the future pleasure, the pleasure you can receive, and the current. Instead of having that as your current pleasure, I get this marshmallow now, it'll be a pain because you don't know what you could have gotten in the future.
Right.
And then now that habit, that little skill, everyone can practice. You can practice no matter how old or how young they were 5. Anyone can change their life now just by starting.
Absolutely. And then just another thing too, another little tip. This is a tip I got from my mentor, is to create a list of your avatar attributes. Take down a sheet of paper and write down avatar attributes. What are all the things that your ideal image of yourself does and who he is? So for me, I got things like wake up at 4:30 a.m. every single day, doesn't skip workouts, eats healthy, discipline, top G, all the things I can think of.
Yeah.
To kind of like, this is what I want from the ideal version of myself. And then whenever I make a decision that's not in line with that ideal avatar, it brings about like a cognitive dissonance and a pain because I'm not doing the task that is required for me to reach my goal. So that's a tip that you can do, is to take down a sheet of paper and then write down the ideal avatar attributes of the person that you want to be. What does that person do on the daily, and who is that person, and how can you wake up and embody those same attributes and look at it every single day, so that way you can realign yourself and refocus and recenter yourself on growing towards that person that you're trying to be.
Man, I like, man. There's so many like attributes I want to like explode off from that one thing, but I'm gonna try to keep it simple and say the reason when you have a list like that, it is something that you've sat down with and intentionally created based off from the image that you've created for yourself. Mm-hmm. And then if you revisit that every single day, you're starting to program your mind to think on how you can embody these traits daily.
Right.
So it gives you back the ability to become like the creator of your own life.
Oh, yeah.
And like, you know, again, every morning, wake up. Do you start your day looking at a text and then it triggers you because you're like, they're angry or something, like some angry or mad or like bad emails or whatever's going on. That trigger you, make you, you know, set the tone for the rest of your day. Or take a break, use intention, sit down with your list, absorb it, ask yourself how you can embody these traits daily. And then when you look at your phone and those messages start to make you think certain things, you question everything by the list. Mm-hmm. How would a person who is this respond to this? How would a person who is this respond to this? Instead of stimulus response.
Yeah, that's the thing too, is very important if you're trying to show up as someone influential in the world and just an overall badass individual, is you need that hour before you start your day to just kind of ground and root yourself and do things that's going to put you into the highest state possible so that you can go out and conquer the day. Mm-hmm. You know, because if you're waking up and you're like on your phone first thing in the morning and you're getting all these notifications and you're seeing what everybody else is doing on social media, it could be triggering you and putting you into a lower state of vibration, or putting you into a negative mood, or putting you into a scarcity mindset or insecure mindset, so that when you go out into the world, you can't really show up as an individual. You're not focused as much as you could be, and having that frame of mind. So taking a moment to kind of ground yourself, put you into a good state, whether that's putting on some music, you know, doing a workout, doing some stretching, doing some meditation, doing some reading, something that's going to set the frame for your day and allow you to show up as an individual with intention, who you want to show up as.
Yeah. Man, that, like, it's so slept on. I remember back when I had, the 5 jobs, I was trying to learn how to become a business owner and all that stuff. And when I'd start my day then, it would be, I'm starting my day right away with work. I'm going right in, I wake up, I wash up, go to work.
Right.
And then I leave, and I got my other job, and it's like, a whole bunch of stuff. And then I'd get all my creative ideas at the end of the day, though. But now, because I don't do all those things, I get my creative ideas earlier in the day because I'm kind of setting an intention for my day earlier. So having that time for myself, by myself, no interruptions, no influences other than whatever I choose to influence me, really is empowering.
Yeah, absolutely, man. Or at least be mindful of it.
Right.
You don't want these things to have so much control over you. I think that by practicing, having these different practices in place, you know, whether that's looking at your ideal list in the morning or meditating, something to ground your mind, you can kind of shy away from it a little bit, and you still have that power to kind of discern and kind of choose what you want, rather than being pushed and blown around in whatever circumstance life brings you, and then you feel a certain way, and then you take actions on the way that you feel, and then you get this shitty result. When you could ground yourself, have that good energy and good attitude, and then when you go out into the world, you can do good actions, and then you get the results that you want, good results.
Yep, yeah. Precisely. And so you were saying, I had an idea that I'm losing right now. Let's see, let's backtrack just a little bit. Mm-hmm. You had mentioned, can you like say a few things?
What was I talking about? That these certain circumstances can trigger you to make bad choices.
It wasn't off that one. That is true though.
Yeah.
Because once, well, I'm not going to go off that because I don't think we go on a tangent like that conversation.
Yeah, we're trying to re-spark that old idea.
Yeah.
It had to do something with the lists, the avatar attributes.
Oh, yeah. So
Okay.
when you're talking about the list, that's kind of like people making their vision boards.
Yeah.
And like, that's just a visual representation of that exact same thing. So, if someone's out there questioning the validity of a list or like how it could work, I mean, heck, go look at vision boards and essentially like, every vision board you create, let's say like you put a nice expensive house on there, you put a nice car on there, then you look at your board every day, you see those things, you go out in public. If you're thinking about those goals and you in those goals, it'll be like an accountability check for everything you do. Do you get the workout in? Think about the fitness body. Gotta get it. Okay, go do it. Do you buy the, extra, coffee today or the Lambo that you said will be paid for by your investments?
Right.
You just gotta think, and then you question every decision by your future goals, and then you get there quicker because every little thing is moving you there faster.
Right. Yeah, that's the thing about this experience is cool is that, life is like a game, man. We can create whatever we want. It's not as instantaneous as you can do in like 5 minutes of playing a video game or whatever,
right.
But it's the same concept, if you have a goal and you think about it and you work on it daily, you're going to get closer to that goal, especially if you're putting in the work and the effort that is required for you to get that level up, that experience that you're going to gain. It's going to turn into points that you can then cash out, and you can claim what you want. So I think a lot of people feel like they're kind of like stuck in their circumstance, or they don't have a choice to choose what they want from life. In this life, you can choose just about everything that you want except for who your parents are. You can choose where you want to live. You can choose what job you're going to do, what kind of how much money you're gonna make, what kind of body that you live in, by choosing the smaller things, what food you eat, what exercises you do, what information and what skills that you're working on building that's gonna turn you into the individual that you want to be. So.
Man, I was thinking this is a lot of gems dropped right here today.
Yeah, just on this one, right?
Just on this one. This is number one.
Yeah. How to stay motivated.
Yeah, just how to stay motivated. And I think we, gave them like one. I guess before we head off of this, I guess I'll say how I stay motivated. Like you said earlier, motivation is like kindling. It gets you started, but the discipline is what keeps you going. And for me, disciplining myself on, I have written goals, I have visual goals that I have photos, videos, stuff like that, aesthetics for. I have people that I see who are doing things that I'd like to be doing, allowing me to see how it's possible. And I've created an environment that's constantly moving me towards this is the lifestyle I want, this is the lifestyle that's possible, and this is also how to do it. Following certain people that show you you got aesthetics that can do look really good, but also do calisthenics. And then you have the people that really do crazy workouts. So I got all these different things. So I'm able to fuse both and then have my own creation from that.
Yeah.
And the lifestyle thing, same way. I've realized the more I focus on my fitness, finances come. If you're being healthy and on your stuff and you're putting time on you, you walk in on any business deal, you're the man. You walk in any room, you automatically attract different energy. You have a different essence about you, and then it's just everything else comes. Yeah,
you got that aura. You got that God flow. That's the thing too. You reminded me is to think of confidence. A lot of people lack confidence, and they want to know how to build confidence just by taking action. Because it can be hard to just all of a sudden I'm gonna for example, like, you know, there's a lot of people who have like gym intimidation, where they're scared to go to the gym. But the only way to get confident going to the gym is by going to the gym. You know, once you've shown up, and you say you've shown up for, you know, months and weeks and months and years, now you start to build this confidence that is unshakable. You know, you can't be denied, because you've shown up and you put in the work, so it's a part of who you are.
Yeah.
So once you put in enough for the reps, it's like, you know that you can do it. It's just like riding a bike, you know, at first, or walking. It's like at first, yeah, you can't really do it, so you're not really so confident to do it, and then you fall down, and then you're like, oh, well, it wasn't that bad, so you get back up and you keep trying, and now as an adult, you can get up and you can just hop on a bike and instantly ride right away. There's no question about it, because you have that confidence. You've done it so many times. So when it comes to like getting in shape, your fitness and nutrition, you're gonna fail, you know, but by failing, picking yourself up, keep going, you're gonna build that confidence, and that's what's gonna allow you to show up and be the man in that arena.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. And then on top of that, even like action, but doing the thing you say or think you're gonna do. Like just keeping your own promises to yourself.
Right.
And then that tying into action, because if you promise yourself you're gonna go do a thing and then you go actually do the thing, well, now you realize that it's not as hard, or it's not as bad, or it's not as whatever, and you're able to grow.
Right.
And then every experience you have or you take, man, maybe you go to the gym, you have no idea how to do anything, you totally embarrass yourself. Now you have that experience. It might suck, but next time you go, you're not going to embarrass yourself as bad, because you did it. You've totally done it. You know, so now it's like, all right, get in there. Maybe you're going to go watch some YouTube videos. Maybe you're going to learn that they have scan things that you can like watch how the things work. Or you just look at other people first and you're like, all right, I can do that.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
So there's ways, but you just, like you said, you got to take action, but then keeping the promises to yourself and do it.
Yeah,
do
that's
what you
huge.
say you're going to do.
That is huge, to do what you said you're going to do, because it can go the right way, but it can also go the wrong way. That's what a lot of people mess up. They'll make a resolution and say, oh, this year is the year I'm going to get in shape, I'm going to lose this 10, 20 pounds. And they say it, but then they don't follow through on the action. So their subconscious mind, subliminally, their subconscious mind talks to them and tells them, oh, well, that happens every time. You said that last time.
Yup.
So now it's okay. Just go eat the donuts. You did it. You said that you were going to do it, but you didn't do it last time. So we already knew this. So that's something that you really want to stay away from, is telling yourself things and then not doing it. Because if you do that, you're going to short circuit your self-confidence, and you're going to strip your self-confidence from yourself. Anything that you would have gained. So if you say something, make sure that you do it. I was just telling my cousin that the other week. She's like, yeah. She come down telling me. It could be something that you're telling someone else, or something that you're telling to yourself. Like, oh, she was telling me, yeah, I'm going to show up at the gym at 5 a.m. And I look at her, I'm like, yeah, okay. You've told me this before.
Yeah.
You know, I expressed to her, like, don't say it unless you're going to do it. You know, because if you're gonna say it, then you have to do it. Right. You know, that's one of the what is that book? The 4 Agreements. The first one is keep your word. Your word should be, you know, iron will. If you say something, you're gonna do it, no matter what. So if you don't say it, then don't do it. That's another thing too, is just start saying things that you're gonna do, but you have to show up. You have to show up and do what you said you're gonna do.
And hoping your cousin, you know, the best luck on her.
Yeah, she's gonna get it together. She's with me, so she's gonna.
Heck yeah.
Really, we're gonna teach her along the way, man.
That's what's up. That's what's up. She has good guidance.
Yeah, man.
But yeah, like you said, like it can go so south so quick if you just start not doing the things that you say you're gonna do, and it can be so simple. Like, I'm gonna go to the store, and you do it. You just, all right, that's a
Okay,
small
got
win.
done.
Yeah,
Right.
you got done.
Yeah.
Now I'm gonna go do 10 push-ups. Do them. Right? You might struggle at 5. Break it down. 2, 2, 2, 2, till you got 10. You know, like do whatever you got to do, but do them.
Yeah.
Do what you say you're gonna do.
Absolutely. You have to show up for yourself. Self-confidence, self-respect, because that's what's going to allow you to respect yourself. Once you know and you can say, I trust myself. That's what confidence is confidence within oneself, is that I trust, self-trust. If I say something, I'm going to do it. And you can trust yourself to show up, whatever it is. And then another thing that you were speaking on that I wanted to add in real quick is the power of a muse cage. This is something that Kobe Bryant used to do, and I think we all kind of do it. You kind of spoke to it. It's like the visualization or the vision board is to have a muse cage. It can be in any realm. You spoke of it as like your social media. What shows up is like people who are aesthetic and people who are doing these dope workouts and all this type of stuff, maybe some recipes, whatever it is, stuff that keeps you motivated, something that you can look up at the wall. For me, it's like I got all my heroes, got Bruce Lee, I have quotes from numerous other mentors and other things that I can look up at any given time. Maybe I'm feeling unmotivated and I look up at it, it's Bruce Lee staring down at me and he's like throwing a kick, a side kick, and it's like, damn, dude, I gotta keep doing it. And the more of these things that you can put up, maybe it's a vision board or a poster or somebody cool, it's going to become more powerful.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
That and like, again, it's just small reminders every day. Your environment creates you. You become a product of your environment. So I've learned that if I surround myself around people who aren't, where I want to be or aren't moving in the direction I want to go, I most likely will pick up habits that allow me to procrastinate and waste time and not do the things that I know I need to do to get where I need to go. And so I start to change and shift my environment, get around people who are not even just doing what I want to do, but just doing what they want to do. Because if you're around people who are doing things, you're going to develop habits that allow you to do things.
True that.
So like you're going to find ways to not procrastinate and then find ways to do the thing that you're working on while hanging out with people. Like some people, they're multitasking and all this stuff. Maybe they're like in a cafe chilling like this, but they're also just creating content. So they're out in public, but also enjoying like a social environment, like little things,
Yeah.
Finding ways to do things. I went out with a couple friends at one point to a bar, and instead of like, drinking, chilling, doing that stuff, I was editing content, but I was having a like good social time. I was talking to people, giving them, energy, hey, but also I'm getting my stuff done. I'm on my phone editing videos, and then I got fire stuff to post the next day.
Yeah, work while you clubbing.
Exactly.
That's the way to get it too.
And then, it's a good thing. Like people can talk to you about, oh, what you doing? Oh yeah, I'm just, making content, and then it shows you, like that you're actually about this,
Yeah.
But for the most part, I don't really do that too often. I kind of, take time for that, but I'm just saying, like, you can.
Yeah, I imagine it would probably be a little bit hard to focus, but
Yeah. And if you want to, you got to hear something.
Yeah.
But
yeah.
But it was good though. For those edits, I didn't really need that.
Nice, dude. So yeah, that was number 1, how to stay motivated, man. We're gonna drop some more content like this if you guys like it. Like, subscribe, share. Let us know what you want to hear us talk about in the comments. Any final words, man?
Honestly, just kind of engage with us. We're here as much as you are. If you have questions or you have tips, and if any of these tips you've tried and you want to share your experience, we're here for it. We love it. We also have the Instagram, TikTok, YouTube, and we're collaborating with many different people all around. Maybe have a newsletter here shortly. So we'll see.
Right.
But other than that, Tyler Wellness out. Make yourself a priority.
All right, guys. Professor Ill Will. Stay motivated. See you in the next one. Peace.